America's oldest apparel brand, that is Brooks Brothers, once dressed presidents, titans of the industry, and generations of groups. But over time, the brand that invented ready-to-wear suits found itself out of step with the moment. In this episode, we look at how Brooks Brothers went from enduring institution to a struggling retailer. Not from a single misstep, but from decades of slow erosion driven by expansion, shifting ownership, and a disconnect between tradition and evolution. Let's start from how Brooks Brothers was an American original. Founded in 1818 in New York City, Brooks Brothers pioneered many of the things that we now take for granted. For example, the ready-made suit or the button-down Oxford shirt. It was the cornerstone of American wardrobe, merging East Coast tradition with quiet authority. By the 20th century, Brooks Brothers was the unofficial uniform of Wall Street, Washington, and the Ivy League. This brings us to the first shifts. The first major shift came in 1988 when British retail conglomerate Marks & Spencer acquired the brand. The strategy was to grow Brooks Brothers into a global player, expand locations, modernize the supply chains, and increase accessibility. Then in 2001, it was acquired from Marks & Spencer by Italian billionaire with a vision of restoring American luxury through global ambition. This brings us to the expansion without really anchoring. And here's where the problems began. The product assortment ballooned from golf polos to casual wear to international lines that diluted the brand's core identity. There were suits, yes, but also fragrances, sunglasses, and even homeware. At one point of time, there were more Brooks Brothers outlet stores than the full-price flagships. And this brings us to the era of struggling with relevance. As the dress codes relaxed, the younger consumer turned to more casually digital native brands, and Brooks Brothers struggled to evolve its image. It wasn't just a retail problem, it was also a cultural one. It remained tethered to the past that no longer resonated without really offering a compelling vision of modern American style. Creative leadership turned over, e-commerce was too late to mature, and the brand's core message, that is timeless tailoring, no longer felt urgent. And this brings us to the bankruptcy and new ownership. In 2020, after 200 years in business, Brooks Brothers filed for bankruptcy. It was acquired by Authentic Brands Group and Simon Property Group, known for extracting value from distressed but recognizable names. Today, the brand is being repositioned. Fewer stores, more licensing, and pushed to regain relevance to modernized product. But it's no longer the Brooks Brothers of tradition. It's a managed brand, no longer a living fashion house. So what can we learn from the fall and the attempted revival of Brooks Brothers? Firstly, that heritage must evolve with me. Only tradition is not enough. Outlet and licensing growth can inflate revenues but shrink relevance. And lastly, being everything to everyone means that you stand for nothing. Brooks Brothers didn't lose its place overnight. It gave up slowly, trying to grow while forgetting to adapt. In the end, it became less of a brand and more of a memory, one that others now license, sell, and manage.